Welcome back to Questcraft, episode 7, 8, and 9. Kind of. So here's the thing. It has been a month, at least. Probably longer, since I put an actual episode out. And that's because holidays, upgrades, server stuff, life, stuff happens, okay? And I know what you're thinking about. This doesn't look like it is. See? It is. Yes, I'm doing this. We'll get to this in the next episode. So here's the thing. I put out recently an Atlascraft update or world update that I had enough footage for 2 or 3 episodes at least, and I do, but I really don't want to. It's a month old. It's a month old, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to cut this one shorter and just kind of sum up. Well, that's like, hello there. Wow. Yikes. Wow. Nice to see you too. I'm gonna okay, so sorry. It's been a month. It's been a month. I'm sorry. It's been a month. Okay? It'll be fine. I promise it'll be fine. So I'm going to throw in a time lapse and give a kind of an update on what happened and who and where and what and farms. I made more farms. Yes, I made more farms. And I had 3 episodes in a row of nothing but farms. I didn't want to. It just seemed, yeah. We're just gonna get to that and get through it. And we're gonna do a time lapse, and then I put some clips together of some funny bits or amusing bits, things that at least to me were entertaining. I hope they're entertaining to you. If they're not, please tell me. Say, Anki, dude, that was not funny. Stop it. Okay? All right. And we're going to get started here in a snap.
Beacon was all at the block.
That kind of felt like a power gamer move, so I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, it took 2 of us 60 to 70 hours to mine out.
Jesus Christ.
Most of the train was like Y68 to 72 though, so it was a lot.
Probably then more, less clearing after bedrock and more just leveling entire mountains and stuff like that.
Oh wow, I've never taken out an entire mountain. I mean,
that was an exercise in stubbornness. Would not recommend.
now I kind of want to mine out a mountain. Now that you brought that up.
But I could give you a new ambition.
Just so I can say I did it. One of the an amplified mountains that goes to like build limit. That is some like Either like
I mean, if
dedication
you ever want
or
to have that sort of
insanity.
exercise and stubbornness, I will help you do it.
It was about this time of the time lapse where I had to take off. I had things to do. And when I came back a couple hours later, I came back to a crater. And that mad, insane human had dug it out by themselves. I like Zilu. Zilu is a great human. Fun person to talk to. Great to hang out with. Really glad that I had them around for this. Completely dug it out. And then rebuilt the creeper farm. I think this is Ray's Works design. I ended up redoing all the redstone because it didn't work anymore. The shulker unloader didn't work. I came up with a modification based off of the slime chunk one that I've got running, and it works pretty well. It's not 100% proficient. I get a little bit of loss, but it's pretty minimal. So this got done, and then 2 days later, we started the next project. But first, my goodness, would you look at this? Look at this desert, or what's left of it. How much I have just completely mined out and obliterated. This is just nuts. And this is actually relevant because the next thing I did was a guardian farm, and I needed lots of sand. Zilu again helped me out with this one. I am very, very much indebted to him. He's spent so much time with me doing this. And this should put me right on top of the boat. Oh no. Well, so much for being on top of the Guardian Farm. I'm gonna go find it now. Just a sec. You know what? While I'm digging myself out, and this is gonna take a little bit, how about I show you something funny that spawned? I got in a storytelling mood. I told like 4 stories, and I forgot to record all of them, except for this one.
Switch over to recording because you're gonna be pissed at yourself.
All right, all right. It's story time with Anke. Okay, so in the early stages of the internet, in the early years, back in my day, before anybody knew what trolling was, I was a forum troll before the term was even used, coined, or anything. And I would. Before we used to do it on IRC, and anyone out there who actually knows what IRC is, but we did it on forum boards, mostly just BBSs. Yeah. And there were a couple of them in particular that were like really known to get, not toxic is not the word, but pretty close. So I would log into these boards and I would sit and I would kind of participate and sit back and watch. And I would get really good at starting a fight and then backing out of it. And then no one else would pin it on me that I started the fight. I did it a lot to the point where people started figuring it out after 6 or 8 months. And if you go into Urban Dictionary, I did not do this. I did not make my own Urban Dictionary definition, but there's one there for me that someone else made because I got to be notorious about it. So pull up the Urban Dictionary and look up the word J-Master, J-M-A-S-T-E-R. I used that because that was actually, because, you know, I'm still a Star Wars fan. It was short for Jedi Master. That's what J-Master was. But you go look at Urban Dictionary, and that was made because of me.
Spell it one more time.
J-Master, J-M-A-S-T-E-R. Like I said, short for Jedi Master.
Okay, there it is.
I did not make that. Someone else did. I did not know that existed until someone on Reddit a few years ago went, have you ever looked up your old usernames and whatnot on the internet? I'm like, oh, I'd never done that. And I started like typing them in, like Googling myself. And I'm like, what was one? And it took me like 20 minutes to find it. I don't remember what it was. And when I found it, I'm like, oh wow. Okay, so I sat on that for a while before. Do I tell anybody about this?
That is fucking brilliant.
Yep. So, yep, that's me. I didn't do it. Again, full disclaimer, I did not know that entry existed until like 2019, 2020. I had no idea. I did not make it. I only just found it just recently.
A true internet legend.
That's right.
But yeah, that's actually that scans. Knowing what I know about you, I'm like, okay, yeah, that checks out.
Oh, here we are. Yes, I live. Well, at some point, I'm going to replace all this sand with glass. Just not right now. And that resulted in this. This has been actually very productive. It's actually produced quite a bit of everything. I only really built this. I'm actually, okay. Full disclosure, there are like 5 people who have ocean monuments, and no one was selling prismarine or sea lanterns or anything. It's like, I kept waiting for someone else to make it, and no one did. No one was selling it, no one made it, no one did anything beyond what they actually needed, and it wasn't being sold anywhere. So I was like, screw it. I'm gonna do it, because no one else is doing it. So I made one, and I've actually sold quite a bit. So apparently there's a demand for it. But yeah, this was the second farm, and this is where I'm actually gonna like end this, because I have other things to do, as you've seen and noticed. We're on 118, but you knew that because I said that in the last one. I'm gonna call this here, and we're gonna call this an episode. I know it was a bit weird, out of my normal. Not that I have a normal, but it's out of my normal. It feels like it's out of my normal. It's a thing right now. It'll get better, I promise. Anyway, I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.